Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is RJ. So today we're dropping it into Townstar. There's one day left of the latest competition. We're going to check out how things are going, so keep watching. Okay, and welcome to another video. And remember, if this is your first time visiting my channel and you want to learn more about how to earn cryptocurrency for free, about cloud mining sites, crypto investments, and lots of other crypto related stuff, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to tag that notification bell so you're alerted to all my latest content as it comes online. Okay, so as you can see, we are here in Townstar, or Common Ground World as it is now known. So there is, like I say, it's about one day and maybe an hour or so left of the competition. So let's dive right into the event section. Here you go. So one day, 2 hours. Today, the competition is, or which obviously started Tuesday, is to sell stacked boxes. And if we click here, obviously it's got to update for a little bit, so it shouldn't be too long, as I logged in only an hour or so ago. But so obviously what I can show you now exactly where we are placing, and I'm also going to share my build with you as well. I've completed my build. That is why I wanted to make the video now rather than on Tuesday when the competition started, because when the competition starts, unless I've got some, worthwhile information for you about what's going on with Gala Games and Townstar, there's not a lot I can share. But obviously once I've completed that build, then I can show you how I'm doing it. Because obviously as well, there just might be some things in there that you might be using a similar build than me, and you just might, oh wow, yeah, okay, so I can see that is made, what he's done there has made an improvement to the build, and that's something I'll do. Or you might think to yourself, well, actually, yeah, what he's done there is not an improvement and mine's actually better. But anyway, obviously, if you have any comments below, post them below the video, and any questions or anything like that, stick all below the video and I'll answer them as fast as I possibly can. Okay, so 80%, so not too long left. Okay, so if we log in here, so where are we at the moment? So basically, as I always say to you guys with this, is what you should be looking for is to aim for the top 1200, especially new users. My FPS is terrible. I don't know why. Normally with the old, Townstar, my FPS used to be 35, 40, even sometimes higher than that. Absolutely no problem. With this new version of Townstar, or since I've come back to Townstar playing the competitions, my FPS is pretty much this, which is absolutely terrible. And obviously, I believe, and many other people do believe, but some other people say it has no bearing on it. But, I believe that the FPS does make a difference to how fast your town works. But anyway, if we click here, we will see, okay, so we're 1176. So we are inside that top 1200, just about. We can see how many stacks. So we've got 6 stacked boxes at the moment. Obviously, you sell in increments of 10. So once we get 4 more, we can sell those. Okay, so basically the build I'm using is a build that was put out by Dubstep. You guys know that I mention Dubstep Rod quite often. If you haven't checked his YouTube channel out, go and check it out. Absolutely brilliant. Also, make sure that you are using his Townstar playbook. That really will help you within the game when you're trying to work out builds and you're trying to figure out what gives shades, what doesn't give shade, what is requirement for, if you want to create a building, what do you need, what sort of resources do you need to make that building, and obviously if you're trying to create a product, what resources are required for that product, how many, and all that kind of stuff. Dubstep Rod's playbook gives you all that information. It'll also give you the information about the latest metas. So if you look in the toolbar at the bottom of the playbook, if you look far enough to the right, it will say metas. Click on that. That will give you what the latest meta is, what you've got to build, and all the resources and everything required to make that final product and end up then selling that on. But yeah, so basically in Dubstep's build, he has 2 bakeries here, but he does mention in the video that it would be ideal to have another one. So obviously we've got 3 here, and in his video he has 2 here, so that's a total of 5. What I've managed to put 1 here, and then what I've got is my strawberry NFT. And what that does, because obviously our bakeries are making jam, what that does is this NFT will automatically distribute or give 5 strawberries to each of those bakeries, because they're all within 1 square. I mean, obviously you could put bakeries all the way around, and you would have each one of those would then get 5 strawberries. I put them over here basically because I followed his build, but had I thought about it, I could have put them basically all around that, and like I say, you would have had 5 strawberries to each one of those. But the good thing is because these 3 are receiving 5 strawberries each, the requirement to make jam is 10. What that means is then the strawberries I have in the field, these 3 bakeries are going to use less of them, which means that there is more for these 3 bakeries over here. But it also means that this, which is the Wizard's shop or Wizard's workshop or whatever it is, Master Wizard, that's what it is, they require 3 strawberries for making magic powder. So that means once again there is plenty of strawberries for the Master Wizard, because of that NFT, these 3 bakeries do not require as much, or they only require half the amount. Now what I also did as well is I put my brine NFT here, which simply puts it closer to the Master Wizard, meaning that they don't have to travel as far to collect brine, which meant, because one of the things I was finding I was low on was magic powder, which was slowing down the amount I was selling. So by putting that there meant that the Master Wizard doesn't have to travel as far, and therefore makes the magic powder a lot faster. I left the original silo there as well, because this small silo only holds 10. So if there's any overflow, that does not get wasted. It just simply gets put into this silo here. Obviously this silo here and this one here are all available as well. Generally this one is getting filled with strawberries, tomatoes and sugarcane, and then this one is getting filled with nothing. But the thing is that if there is any overflow, it means that doesn't get wasted, and obviously that then makes that available for any of the mills around that do require it. So basically the way I did it was I've the 4 mills at the top here, and then all of these mills here, and I believe this row of mills here I've made all sugar. So they are all sugar, because you need a lot of sugar, because you need sugar for your I think it's 3 sugar for each jam. Is it, or is it 1? Yeah, 3 sugar for each jam. Obviously you've got 6 bakeries making jam, you need a lot of sugar. And then what I did was I think these ones here are sugar as well. I didn't realize that was sugar as well. Yeah, they're all sugar as well. So that means all of these are brine. Yeah, so these 2 rows here are brine, and then basically pretty much everything else is sugar, which amazingly most of these actually are running. So that just goes to show how much sugar we're able to create there, which obviously is desperate for the jam. The other thing I did, which was different to dubstep rods, was I added a lot more tractors. Now I think he does have 3 at the top there. I added an extra one there, but also as well here I added an extra one just there. My logger. Basically, some of these things got slightly put in at different places, purely because of the addition of certain NFTs, namely my petroleum setup. So basically what I had here is, as I talked about in the video I did on, my advice on buying NFTs, I have the Haunted West Wing, which essentially gives me 2 crude oil. That meant that when I started this build, because obviously for those of you that are playing in the competition, you know that when you came in here, you had 3 oil seeps. Now the great thing is, because I had this NFT which supplies oil anyway, I could sell all 3 of those oil seeps, which I think now is 125,000 each, which then gave me 375,000 immediately. And then also as well, because I have my refinery NFT, which essentially can make gasoline direct from crude oil, and all you need is basically a water pump, which I've also got a water pump NFT. So to set up my gasoline straight away, basically I didn't need to buy anything, because all I did was I set up, with the exception of a couple of wind turbines, which are 1,250 each. And then what I was able to do, because this will make gasoline so quick, it's like 18 seconds with some of the boosts I've got, I could sell all of as well as selling those 3 oil seeps, I was able to sell all of my fuel. So the 40 fuel I got from the beginning, I could sell all of that. That instantly gives me stars up here, which then starts instantly pushing me up that leaderboard, and I haven't even done anything. I've not even really built anything, and that's already moving me up the leaderboard because I've just sold 40 fuel. And then because of that, I was able to put a normal refinery here, 2 more refineries here. This one over here is making petroleum. And because obviously it does not have to wait or go and collect oil from here, and it doesn't rely on oil pumps, it's just instantly getting that oil. It makes petroleum really quick, which then allowed me to add these 2 refineries here. Both of those are making jet fuel, and basically that is it. That is all sorted. It did slightly throw a couple of things out of whack when it came to the setup. It basically moved me 1 square higher than on the original build that Dubstep Rod showed. But like I say, I did manage to essentially shoehorn everything else in here, and then also add some, because because of the way I set things up, it actually saved me some squares. So therefore I was able to, like up the top here, I was able to add more trees. I was able to add a bit more sugarcane for the amount of windmills I've got and things like that. So that in itself, so if I'll scroll out, you can see my whole build. I don't know if I can click on something to get rid of. I haven't got any spare space, I don't think. I think everything is full. So I haven't got anything I can click on to get rid of these things out of your way. That'll do, I think. There you go. Or just about. I don't know. Maybe that's better. I don't know. So anyway, so like you say, if we look, we did check. So we've just sold. So we've just moved up 5 places after we just sold that those stack boxes there. I'm not sure how much we're actually making at the moment. So where are we? 24. So that obviously isn't, you know, we basically just have to wait. When I left this, it was making over 30. I think on Rod's build, Dubstep Rod's build, he said it would make 33. I think I was similar, about 33, 34 when I left. So obviously, you know, if we just give it a bit of time, it'll probably just catch back up with itself. But it also could be the fact that my FPS is running absolutely awful. But as you saw there, we are still moving up. The annoying thing was when I left this, I actually finished this last night. And when I left this, I was flying up the rankings because I got all this done pretty rapid actually. But then I came in expecting to be at least top 900, you know, possibly close to the top 800. And I'd made sure everything was on auto sell except magic powder. And I came in and I've got 2 warehouses instead of just the one that Dubstep Rod has in his build. And both warehouses were full of magic powder. It was the only thing I'd forgot to put on auto sell. There was 36 magic powder, and then there was 4 stacked boxes, and I have no idea how long that was like that. Obviously I was selling other stuff which actually kept me, I was just outside that top 1200. So, you know, we've made up I think, you know, made up a fair few spots, but obviously we would have been a lot higher, because the thing is later on in the competition, especially on the last day, when everybody really starts putting out, you know, finalizing their builds, all their tweaks, I tend to start dropping down. So the higher I can be early on in the competition, sort of the higher I will end up at the end of the competition, even though I know that I am going to start dropping down. While we're letting this do its thing, if we just go into here, I don't know how many of you other players got this. I didn't expect it at all, but we got a free NFT, which was the common salmon storage. I'm not even sure why I got this. I've only played in 2 competitions since I come back, because obviously last week's one got cancelled, and then we're playing in this week's one, and the one before that I didn't play in. So I actually only played in 2 since I've come back, and we already got ourselves a free NFT, which is, you know, storage stuff is always good. And obviously if you don't want it, you can always throw it onto NFT Harbor, see if you can get yourself a few Gala for it. Okay, so what we're doing at the moment, where are we? 26, so we're creeping up a bit there. So we want a jet fuel, which that is about to be put in there. So both of these these factory workers are waiting for jet fuel. That needs petroleum, and but obviously if these guys are not waiting for it around too much, yeah, so that's going to make, right, so we're still waiting for a jet fuel there. Okay, so that's waiting for a petroleum, that's waiting for a petroleum. Also as well, because I'm auto selling a lot of stuff, obviously if anything goes to 0 and then your workers are waiting around for stuff, that then adds time. So that's another thing you should always do when you're trying to build a good town, is if you can have, you know, the minimum amount of stuff you can have on auto sell, the better, because at some point it probably will sell everything to the point of that whatever, like a particular thing will go to 0, and then you're waiting for that item to then be made. Like you see with our jet fuel, is that every time these guys are waiting for a jet fuel like that, so again, look, that factory's got everything, but it doesn't have jet fuel. It's really weird because my refinery at one point was churning out like so much. Basically, these guys were churning out so much jet fuel, I was selling it. But obviously, we've got to a point now that the town is essentially a lot faster. therefore it's using up those resources quicker, and now at the moment we can't keep up with the requirements. So what I could do is, no I can't, because I was going to say I could switch one of these to petroleum, but I can't because obviously I require the 2 oil to do that. So we're stuck with just one refinery making our jet fuel, because our petroleum, because unfortunately this one that is essentially it's a dedicated, if we look in here, it will only make gasoline. Now obviously for most builds that is perfect, because all you want is gasoline for fuel. But in this build, you need gasoline to make a product. So that, see, if we click on any of these other ones, then GoCraft, you've got petroleum, gasoline, or jet fuel. Whereas with that, I don't have a choice. So like I say, it sort of essentially my whole town is being slowed down by that. But I could I? I'm just thinking. See my jet fuel here, 31.86, which is essentially, like I say, around about 32, which is what is forcing my stack boxes, my final product, essentially to be about that. 33 now. It's around about that. So that's sort of, because that is the limiting factor of this build, because of using that NFT, and yeah, I don't know, but yeah, so basically that's it. That is sort of the limiting factor of my, where are we? Are we 77? So we should go back up. We've got one more required. So let's just wait for that, up to 27. So that. I think we've just got it. Have we just done it? Yeah, we've just sent it. We've just sent our stack boxes. So let's have a look now. Oh, hang on. Just wait for the adjustment. I don't know why, but it just seems to be a bit of a delay on it for me. But like I say, the fact that everything's running so slow. Let's have a look. Is it altered? 79. It's not getting any better, is it? Right, now look. There you go, 69. Oh, you see, that will try to change in a sec. 79, oh, God. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. We're flicking all over the place. There you go, 1169. So we have gone up. So we've just jumped another, 5 places? Essentially, we've jumped another 5 places. Obviously, if that keeps going, until tomorrow, obviously tomorrow's will be the last day. If that keeps going, then hopefully we could get it to that, in that top 1,000 or, Okay, so I've had a bit of a brainstorm. And I'm trying to overcome this point with the jet fuel, because I definitely feel it is the limiting factor. Obviously, you can guarantee that as soon as you get that jet fuel up to a level where everything's good, something else will crop up, and you'll suddenly find that there's something else which is a limiting factor to your town. But basically, what we're looking at to do is we zoom in a bit here. Is I'm going to put a fuel tank right there, just where you can see the builder. Okay, and then we're going to move this fuel tank, which is empty now. So if this works out well, this will be, we can essentially move. Right, so there is only one petroleum, so we need, okay, so actually both our refineries are making jet fuel. So if we remove, oh no, that's what I didn't want to happen. Okay, so hopefully this will actually end up empty. Right, so okay, so that's cool. So if we remove that, this then now becomes the go-to fuel, which is actually slightly better as well, because it means these factory workers have got less distance to travel to collect their jet fuel. So that speeds things up. Now, I'm going to put another refinery here because that will give me 2 petroleum. Now, the only thing that might put a spanner in the works is I can't remember if refinery workers will collect water, because if they do, this warehouse that our baker is having to come all the way down to collect water from, that has got water in it anyway, because obviously that's where our water factory worker is taking them, because both our warehouses are down here. So if our refinery worker will collect water, we're sorted, because basically it'll have enough information, have enough electricity from this power station, and it's getting the crude oil from the West Wing haunted house. So the only thing it will need is 1 barrel of water. But like I say, I can't remember if they will actually collect water. So anyway, here we go. So refinery, put that there, and then we're going to find out. So but like I say, if this does actually work, we then suddenly making twice the amount of petroleum, which then is going to speed up our jet fuel production, which then obviously will then speed up our stacked boxes or our final product, because that is the one thing that these factory workers are waiting around for. We do only have 1 builder, so it might take a while, admittedly. So we're already back up to 6 stacked, so that is showing 29 to nearly 30 there. What we at here? So we've got 2. Okay, 8, 19. Okay, so I want to switch that on now. Right. Okay. Gasoline. So we've got 2 jet fuel going there at the moment, and I bet both of these are yeah, look, you see both of these are waiting for jet fuel, and that's why, like I say, I think this is just, if this works, this is really going to help. Okay. So now the question is, will this worker go and collect water? Okay, he's off somewhere, so maybe he will. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely brilliant. So I'll tell you what's going to happen now is that we're going to run out of water. That's where the limiting factor is now going to be. Is that we're not going to we're not going to have enough water. I mean, it takes like 23 seconds or something like that for our guy to make water. We've got 3 in there. But obviously this is making, this is making petroleum rapid. So I think we're going to end up definitely requiring another water. And then I've just said I don't have any space, so yeah, because obviously then you start getting the battle between the refinery for the water and then the bakery for the water, and then obviously it sort of everything starts, like I say, starts getting limited again, but for other reasons. And this is the constant battle. This is the constant battle that you're up against. It's always the way, because, the guys I chat to on Discord, like my friend Tapuka and Toad Sticker, those guys are always in my Discord in the Townstar chat, talking, just sort of, shooting the breeze and talking about what they're doing. And I know they're all, as soon as you sort of see, I found a way to improve my build, then all of a sudden it throws something else out, And it's always the way, it is always the way. I mean, obviously you're always looking for that build to be perfectly balanced, but at the same time, if you've got a build that's producing 33, you want to build that's producing 34 or 35. So you are constantly looking for improvements, but it's just that knock-on effect of once you make an improvement or what you perceive to be an improvement, how it affects everything else. So let's have a look. So, okay, so look, 3166. So I know we're going to run out of water soon, but this is now giving you an idea. We've gone for, we've jumped. We were at 29. We're now at 31. We possibly could have. I mean, like I say, the build was doing 32 anyway, sort of. But I think, yeah, I definitely think that has helped. But it's just this water situation now. We now got to try and figure that out. Trying to figure that. You know what? I can do it. So I could. No. Yeah, I can. I can remove this road here. I can remove this road here. Ooh, let's zoom in. Spin it round. This road here is not actually connected with that. This road is okay for that, but that road's also okay for that. So I can remove this, yeah, and everything's still good. Now I can put a water factory in here. Now the only problem is that we now need to grow one oak. So if I remove that, yes, and then I want to put one oak tree in there. Here, okay, dump that. And this is, like I said, I mean, I haven't played for ages, but over the last few weeks of sort of getting back, I think my brain is starting to sort of like, pick up on things again. It was so funny. I was looking through my NFTs while I was doing this build, and I'm like, what does that even do? Because I haven't played for so long. I can't even remember what half my NFTs do. I mean, obviously, a lot of the NFTs I've got, I received for free from just playing the game I've won playing the game. But like the strawberry one, I wasn't even sure what that did. I just clicked on it, looked in the info, and then I was like, oh, okay, brilliant. That I can use that then to supply these guys, these bakeries with extra strawberries and just things like that. It's just like, yeah, I'm just like not even sure. Sometimes I'm not even sure what things do. So what we at? 32. See that? I think we could easy hit 34. Easy hit 34. But we've got to get this water facility up and running. And then once that happens, we're sailing, because we're going to have enough for the bakery, but we're also going to have enough for the extra refinery that we've just added. Okay, so this is our up and running. We can now get rid of our oak field. Yep. We can add sugar back in there. So that goes back to a sugar field. And we've got one oak in there. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, so now we've got 2 water facilities. Obviously, it is on auto sell that whenever we get to 10 water, it gets rid of them. But the fact that obviously these are now, we've got 2 people, 2 water factories. We should have no problem whatsoever keeping up a water supply for our refinery, and also keeping up a water supply for our bakery, which obviously having both of those running optimally, or basically fast as they can, is what we want. So where are we now on our, okay, 32, where are we? 32.88. So nearly at 33. I think we could be 34, 35 with no problem on this build now. We've added that. I'm surprised we've not started to get a build up of jet fuel. Obviously we're getting our petroleum, but the jet fuel obviously is being used up so fast by these factories, you see now we're now waiting for magic powder, which I think we've sold some, because I put that on, obviously I said at the beginning, I put that on an auto sell. So now we're waiting, this one's waiting for a jet fuel, and so that's probably only, yeah, we're up to 8. So that's only just finished making. So we're up 33.40, 33.45 now. So yeah, so creeping up there. We're definitely creeping up there. I mean, so there you go. So that's making that. So that's going to take that to 9. We've got our jet fuel in there. Again, we're just waiting for the magic powder. And have we got one coming? So we're just waiting for brine. That's what you see. That's why I say if I could I could have got an extra brine in there, it might have made the difference. Saying that, you know, I've just suddenly realized I can get an extra brine in here. I can remove this. Once again, this road here is working for that, and this one is not doing anything. So we can get rid of that. See, this is stuff I should have noticed last night. And then boom, and put that brine just there, and hopefully that should be optimal as well. Yeah, so 1 minute 6 seconds. So we've added, so from Dubstep Rod's original build, we've added 3 extra brine. We've added more, about 4 more extra tractors. We added an extra bakery, which he did suggest. He also did suggest an extra strawberry field, but because we had this NFT, that wasn't required. And then obviously we've got the water facilities, and I can't remember how many refineries it were in Dubstep Rod's original build, but obviously we've got 2 making jet fuel, so 2 making petroleum, 2 making jet fuel, and our NFT, which is making gasoline. So that is now waiting for, but then we've got 1 jet fuel still in there. So you are getting to the point where you're actually starting to get a bit of a build up of it, which is great, because obviously that means that the factories are they'll just collect that straight away. So then again, now we get back to the problem I had before, which was at the beginning, my magic powder wasn't being made quick enough. So that's why I brought in my brine NFT to bring that closer, so it would speed things up. But then now, because everything else is going faster, suddenly we're back. We've done full circle, and we're back to the point where our magic powder is not being made fast enough. That's what I say. You adjust one thing and it throws something else out. It's always the way. Always the way. And for some weird reason, I'm sure it's like this is just sort of frozen for some weird reason. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's stuck at 11.75. Okay, so we've got, where are we? 4 made. 35. There you go. 35.5. So we should hit 36. We should hit 36 with this build. And obviously, I think what I'm going to have to do is I might have to put jet fuel on auto sell again, because I have a feeling that we are going to end up with, because it's creeping up, I just have a feeling that it's going to end up where we could end up flooding. And then obviously if it's flooded and we end up with no gasoline, we're not selling anything. So it's these things you got to, you sort of got to look at and think, yeah, that could possibly happen. So you got to have the foresight to think, yeah, okay, so that needs to be done. But obviously if it just stays around, 1 or 2 jet fuel, and it doesn't never get up to 10, then it's not a problem. But just to have that auto sell there in case, when you know, because obviously I'll log out and come back. Maybe I might not even. I'll probably come back tonight. So in a few hours time, which it could easily give the jet fuel enough time to build up. So I'm going to put that on auto sell. But like I say, if it never gets to 10, it's actually better if it doesn't get to 10, because that means it will never be a point where there's none in there. So that's really what you want. Ideally, is like I said, you never want your workers to be waiting around for stuff. So yeah, so ideally the best situation would be for your jet fuel never gets to 10. So there's always jet fuel there available. There you go, 35.96. So that is basically 36 now. That is basically 36 per hour. And obviously a short while back, I was saying this build is giving me like 32. So just by moving those couple of those, or adding those few bits in, we've added another 4 per hour to our build, which makes all the difference, because that can be the difference between top 1,000 and being out of the top 1,000, or or like top 1,200, or being out of the top 1,200. Just that small, though, that slight difference can be whether you're above someone in the leaderboard or below someone in the leaderboard. So that's why you've always got to be sort of looking for that. Like I say, normally, once I get it to a certain point, I will just sort of leave it, and then I'm going, right, I'm happy with that. That's, I don't think I can do any more. What I am going to do is remove my builder though, and then put my Town Hall NFT in there, which essentially will help with my trees. If we go in here, Town Hall, it says tailored for new players joining common ground, blah 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 blah. This building gives 1 passive water and to its surrounding tiles. So if I had enough space, I could actually put that next to that refinery, and that water problem would be solved. But obviously I don't have any space. And then it goes, makes builders and farmers faster from farmhouses. So obviously we have tractors, so that doesn't it doesn't help that. But it also decreases tree farm times and wheat field time. So obviously trees are a big factor, because we need to be making lumber. So we can put that in there. And did you see, as soon as we added that, those 2 trees at the top there instantly went boom, and they popped out the ground, because that was the NFT just sort of putting that boost on there. But yeah, you see, if I could somehow move that road, and well, saying that, I could actually move, I could move this road and put it here, because my refinery doesn't actually require a road. But the only thing is then it kills this lumberjack. So, but if I did that, this would then go, I would actually could then get rid of the water facility. God, and then you're sort of you're backpedaling on stuff. But yeah, I'm just thinking, could I put, so I could get rid of this. I could put my town hall there. I could then put a builder here, because the builder doesn't require a road. And then I could put a lumberjack's house there, couldn't I? Right, so let's just try this. Okay, so remove this. So, I forgot about the solar panel. And I need the solar panel. Oh man, that's such a bummer. I thought, yes, okay, we could do that, but I can't. I can't do that. And then for some weird reason I can't put that in there now either. Oh, there we go. But yeah, man, that's such a killer. Right, how could I do that now then? How could I do that? How could I do that? Because that's got to be within one space. That has to be within one tile of this. So now it's like, right, well, how? Okay, so now I've seen that. I'm like trying to work out in my head now, how can I manage to do that and keep that solar panel there? That is, and yeah, so obviously, I mean, I could put, see, the thing is, I would end up losing a logger, which I think would make a big difference. I think would make a big difference to the wood supply. Like I say, I can put that one there. I can put one logger here. Right. Man. I mean, the thing is, though, we're building up. Do we really need? I don't think we need to. It would make it makes no difference, does it? It's not going to make any difference because we're actually getting a build-up of jet fuel. So it's not like, yeah. So yeah, there's no point. It makes no point. The only thing is we would get a faster build-up of jet fuel. That's all it is. That's the only thing. So it's not worth actually doing. But yeah, so we're going to leave it as it is. Let's see if we've now improved. Okay, where are we? 1173. Well, I'm disappointed that because we actually got up to the 60s, and then we're not really making much in the way of inroads now. We're not really making much in the way of inroads, but yet we're now up to 36.2 an hour. So we've hit 36. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, we're going to leave that now, and then I'm going to log out, come back in a few hours, and then just see where we are. But yeah, so that is the build. And yeah, so I'm going to leave that there. Hope you found that helpful and informative. If you can smash that like button, please. It really does support my channel, which then helps me make more content to help you. So take care, have a great rest of your week, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.